Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be looking at Elaine and Eevee, because they're going to be dropping tomorrow alongside their respective story event. Let's go in search of wonder! So yeah, we're going to be getting her alongside the free-to-play Pokekid Eevee. I could do a little bit of an overview video for her, but really I don't think that's necessary. I'll do a showcase tomorrow over her. I don't really know what to do for her, but we'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah, so Elaine and Eevee here are a pretty strong sync pair, all things considered, right? They're a support character with a Tech EX role, and they've got a lot of good abilities, also unique abilities. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at her kit. So looking at her stats at level 140, she's got 664 HP, 297 in both defenses, 161 in both offenses, and 284 speed. Pretty solid stats across the board, I would say, just for support character, not bad at all. And obviously with the EX roll, EX, and level 150, those stats will go even higher, so she can be very, very strong, for sure, defensively. Again, she drops on November 17th, lasts until December 7th. You've got yourself pretty much 3 weeks to pull her, so go for it if you desire. And looking at her abilities here, her moves, she's got Swift, which is a 2-gauge move, hits all enemies. She's got Protect for damage guard. Quick Attack, which is a 3, she got 3 MP for it. It doesn't use any gauge, and, you know, that's nice, right? It's mostly used for in case you have gauge issues. She's a 2-gauge user, though, so I don't know why you would, but still, you know, why not, right? And then her trainer move, Let's Go Together, restores the HP of all allies by 10% of their maximum, restores 1 MP of the user's moves that have the quick move effect tag, raises the critical hit rate of all allied sync pairs by 3, increases the physical moves next or special moves next of all allied sync pairs by 1 rank, and the same type of effect is increased for all allied sync pairs. So if it happens to land on physical moves next, it'll buff all allies' physical moves next. It won't do an ally get physical moves next, and it won't make an ally get special moves. It'll always be one or the other. And this ability, pretty good. Because if we go to her passive skills here, and we look at her abilities, she's got Quick Move, Restore, Trainer Move, MP 9. Restores 1 MP for the user's Trainer Move when it uses a move that has the Quick Move effect tag. Essentially what this means is you would use her trainer move, or quick attack, whichever, it doesn't really matter, first. You would use, let's say, the trainer move, buff allies crit, restore HP, buff physical moves or special moves next. Then you would use quick attack, and then, because you use quick attack, it'll restore your trainer moves NPR. You would use your trainer move again, restoring HP, buffing ally crit, though obviously that doesn't matter because it's already maxed, and then, of course, buffing physical moves and special moves next. And then it would restore from the trainer move MP to your quick attack, putting it back at 3, and then you would repeat the process. So you can essentially get free infinite NPR on your trainer move and quick attack by using them together, right? Very, very strong. Not the fastest thing in the world, obviously, but still a very good ability, especially for the gauntlet. And then she's got Hit Interference 1 kind 9, leaves the target either flinching, confused, or trapped when the attack move is successful against it. So this is mostly good for Swift, because you can do an AoE, but Quick Attack's not bad either. You've got that 33% chance to roll flinching, which is very nice, and then otherwise you got Confusion and Trap, which are also good in their own right? I said that twice. But it helps activate multipliers like Stationary Target, Interference Sync, those type of things, right? Which is very, very good. And obviously flinching is just universally amazing, so you have the chance to roll that. Very, very good. And then first use status Pokemon move, HP recovery 4, restores user's HP by 40% the first time its Pokemon uses a status move each battle, which is Protect. So the way she's built is you would pretty much alternate between using her trainer move and quick attack, pretty much infinitely. If you want to do flinching or AoE status, you could do Swift, because do remember quick attack will also activate one of these interferences, but Swift being AoE could be better. And then once you feel like you may be at low health or you just want a recovery boost, Protect, and it'll give you damage guard as well as restore your HP. So she's very good for recovery for herself and allies. She buffs physical moves and special moves next, and crit infinitely, right? Quick attack, she's got pretty much infinite gauge management because she doesn't ever have to use Swift. She can just spam quick attack, meaning she does not use gauge, right? This is a solid 1 out of 5 ability, right? I wouldn't say it's a super necessary thing to pick up, good for the gauntlet, 100% good for the gauntlet, and pretty useful for the stadium as well. But generally, if you're going to go for a support sync pair, it's mostly going to be ones that can activate a lot of different effects quickly. And in Elaine's case, she can buff these abilities like special moves and physical moves next, restore HP, but more so in these stadium battles, maybe not now with 3,000 points, but still for the most part, you would want characters like Neo Champion Caleb, who can buff physical moves and special moves next, as well as apply water, rain and dark zone. He's got himself his own gauge management abilities. He can buff offenses. I'm pretty sure he can buff speed in some method. I forget how. I haven't looked at his kit in forever. Or again, they got sickness to Acerola, grassy terrain, sun, physical moves next, and attack buffs at the same time. Maxing crit, +2 speed at the same time. Those type of abilities, right? Those abilities that help your offenses just go super quickly and make you hit hard pretty much off the bat. Elaine, she can do that. The special moves next and physical moves next is obviously good, but do consider it's random. So if you have a physical attacker and she uses her trainer move, it could roll special moves next and could be useless, but that's not always guaranteed, right? But obviously Elaine here, she's more focused on ally restoration, as well as having some offensive ability with the physical moves and special moves next, as well as crit buffs, and also having her interference stuff here as well. So I would say she's not exactly what I would call an offensive support. She's more of a defensive one, but she still could be very useful in stadium battles, mostly if you select like the half HP parameter, right, where you can now restore her own HP as well as restore ally HP. She could be great for that and still help out with offenses with the special moves next, physical moves next, and crit. Could be very, very good, right? So just keep that in mind. Looking at her at 1 out of 5, pretty much nothing in the grid. Looking at her at 2 out of 5, she gets Sterner Stuff and Brain Brawn, as well as trainer moves Slippery, Pinpoint Entry. That's mostly it. Sterner Stuff 2 and Brain Brawn just helps her with damage reduction. These are pretty good abilities. 20% damage reduction is just pretty good overall, universally. I wouldn't say it's worth a 2 out of 5, but still, it is a good ability, right? It is something good in case you happen to get her 2 out of 5. These are pretty solid things to pick up. Team Pinpoint Entry for accuracy buffs is not really anything crazy, but it can be useful for characters that need the accuracy top-off, or again, for someone like Latias, so you can buff their, get rid of the evasion buffs and whatnot. And then trainer move Slippery just to buff her evasion. This could pretty much activate infinitely, so you can get up to +6 evasion eventually, and it'll just help out with her restorative abilities to where she won't be taking too much damage, right? Could be useful, but obviously this only buffs her evasion, not allies. Other than that, I wouldn't say the 2 out of 5 is too insane, but these are pretty solid abilities for a 2 out of 5 grid, I would say. Mostly just the Sterner Stuff and Brain Brawn and the Slippery. And 3 out of 5, of course, is going to net her best abilities. Synchro Healing, so she got even more healing for all allies, by the way, this time. Trainer move Shielded 2, buffing the defense of all allies by 2. Barricade Buddies on the trainer move, buffing the special defense of all allies by 2. Now she's really defensive, right? Status Immunity, she cannot be affected with status conditions. Very useful, especially for enemies who want to try and activate multiple status conditions, or recently with the development of the Annabelle Ultimate Battle, where she's just going to try and burn you over and over. So you can get rid of it. That's useful. Satisfied Snicker and Overwhelm 9. Do consider, you can obviously use this with quick attack, and you can debuff attack and special attack that way, which not only are activating multipliers, but you're also making it so the enemies hit you less hard. Combine those with your Barricade Buddies and Shielded, and now it's pretty much where the enemies cannot do damage to you. And then if you pick up Slippery, they also can't hit you. It's crazy. This character can do a lot, right? But with Overwhelm 9 and Satisfied Snicker, you don't have to just use Quick Attack. You could use Swift and do it AoE. You're like Getsus, or not Getsus, he does a single target. You're like Anniversary N, right? In that aspect, very, very strong. Trainer move Hit and Heal, Team Hit and Heal, so you can apply gradual healing to all allies. Not only are you restoring their HP here, but you are also then applying gradual healing, so they've got even more healing, as well as the Synchro Healing. You're healing your allies and yourself so much at this point. Trainer move Team Attack Up and Special Attack Up 9, raising the attack and special attack of all allies by 1 when the trainer move is successful. Still useful, right? Slow, but useful. All of these abilities are pretty slow, but they are pretty useful in general. She's still pretty defensive more than offensive, but now she actually has the ability to potentially top off offensive stats if you need her to. Very, very good, right? If you just want to try and spam trainer move and quick attack, you can eventually get your offenses to +2, +3, stuff like that, and she can be a pretty decent buffing support for your offenses as well. And I think that's it at 3 out of 5. All of these abilities are good. Status Immunity can make it probably the least useful ability, or synchro healing, one of the two, but still two extremely good abilities, right? This character's insane with everything she can do. You want to run defenses, so she's just a brick wall. You got Brain Brawn, Sterner stuff, and you got Shielded and Barricade buddies. You want to buff offenses? You can do that. You want to apply healing with synchro healing and gradual healing. And what else does she have? I forgot. The synchro healing? You can do that. It's pretty insane, right? It's pretty insane. So moving on to 4 out of 5. Hit interference 1 kind 9 again. So not only are you able to activate it once, you're activating it twice. This is very, very good because now you have a double chance to land flinch, and if you're using Swift, you have a double chance to land AoE flinch. This could be very, very useful, obviously because of that. Sync move team physical boost up to 9, increasing physical moves next of all allies by 2 after using the user's sync move. May as well. Extra physical moves next combined with her trainer move, that could be very, very strong very, very quickly, right? And then 5 out of 5, she gets safety net, implying endurance, even more defensive ability, just topping it off at this point. And a trainer move, HP recovery, whatever, 9. 100% chance of restoring her HP when she uses the trainer move. Good God, dude. This character is insane with all of the abilities she can do. She can do practically everything besides set a terrain weather zone effect. Pretty much, right? And also just not buff speed, but not buffing speed doesn't matter when she doesn't even really use MP of her own, and her speed tier isn't that bad. It's pretty good. This is a good character, just outright. Her healing alone is immense. She's got team gradual healing. She's got synchro healing here. Trainer move recovery here. I think that's it in the grid that I can immediately think of or see, because this is hard to look at, let's be honest. But then she's got the healing from her trainer move, as well as the healing from her passive skill here. She is so strong with her healing for herself and allies that everything else is pretty much just topping it off. You want to buff defenses so you take even less damage? You can. You want to buff or debuff offenses for the enemy? You can, especially doing it AoE. You want to flinch so the enemies can't hit anything? You can do that. I don't know why I chose this. You want to buff offenses? You could do that as well. She can do so damn much. This character can do so many different things. Great in the gauntlet for a long type of battle. Probably going to be useful in the high score event if we ever get normal type right. Or just in general, right? Like if you are someone who just wants to go for points, Elaine could be very useful instead of picking a potential third like weakness type, right? Like in the fire high score event, for example, Elaine could be extremely useful for longevity and keeping you healthy, that she may be able to make it so you can select so many points that she is more worthwhile to have than a potential other fire type character. I could be wrong, of course, but still, I think that she could be even that useful. She could be useful in ultimate battles as well. Let's think about the one versus Annabelle right now. You can debuff her attack and special attack. I'm not going to say that Elaine's going to do great, let's be honest, but I do think that she definitely has a better shot than a lot of other supports. Outside of obviously the ones like Signasuit Chris, right, where you're just dominating in Neo Champion Blue. But her healing is so good, which is so necessary in those events. Her debuffing is so amazing. Her ability to buff defenses, Brain Brawn, Sterner stuff, they're so good for damage reduction abilities as well. She's applying a lot. She may be able to actually help out in that event. I'm very curious to see how she goes. But anyway, yeah. I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Not Annabelle. Elaine is an extremely strong support sync pair. Definitely extremely fun looking to use as well. I wouldn't underestimate her ability. She is definitely strong, definitely pretty useful as well, and just in a lot of different game modes. I would say she's definitely not too focused for the stadium, but with the recent 3,000 points and the fact you're probably going to be more than likely choosing half HP a lot of times, she can make that, problem that could be go away, right, with her healing abilities and just be overall useful. But yeah, I'm going to end it there, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Elaine and Eevee down in the comments below, and I'll see you all later.